Hi, my name is Marimo, and I'm part of strategic partnerships on the business development team. I've been with Unstoppable for a few months now. In terms of when I first became interested in blockchain, I remember hearing murmurs about Bitcoin back in 2018, but I didn't actually start learning about this tech until early last year. The first explanation I read about blockchain was actually Investopedia's article. I remember they had this super simple illustration of, cube blocks in a chain formation. That was the aha moment that helped me finally visualize, why it's called a blockchain and how it creates that immutable timeline of data. Since then, my education has sped up and I've really found myself immersed in crypto after joining the Unstoppable team. I'm honestly still figuring out what my favorite sources are for learning about crypto and keeping up with related news. Especially since I'm not particularly good at keeping up with blogs, forums, or Twitter. I'm subscribed to quite a few newsletters that my colleagues have mentioned, including CoinDesk and Bankless. And so what I do is I tend to just skim through the headlines every week to get an idea of what's trending. And then if there's a specific topic that piques my interest, I'll read into that. Or if there's something that I notice is being mentioned across the board, I'll also read about that too. I also enjoy Finematic's educational YouTube videos on DeFi. And then beyond that, I really learned the most from just listening to pioneers in the space who are in it for the long run, talk about what projects they're building and how they envision their work shaping the future. An example is CoinDesk Live's Internet 2030 series from last year, which features one of our co-founders, Brad, discussing the decentralized web with other key players. And there's also Unstoppable's own podcast, which is super helpful for learning about where all of this is heading and what questions have yet to be answered. I'd say right now there's a lot of hype around crypto, especially with the bull run and NFTs selling for millions of dollars, which is awesome. And I think the more brains we have thinking about possible use cases, the better. The aspects of blockchain that interest me the most focus on ownership. This includes ownership of one's own content/work, which is why artists like Blau and Grimes are such big proponents. Ownership of one's own data so that you're not being held captive by central servers that sell your information for ads, and just overall ownership of one's own digital identity, which is what Unstoppable is part of. And so all of this goes beyond crypto items as simply investment products. It explores how we can apply blockchain to work toward a society where one has more control over the content they create or the information connected to them. We have financial opportunities that transcend geographical boundaries, as well as access to more immediately available and reliable records, which could be used in industries like healthcare. A rabbit hole I've been going down lately is just looking at a whole lot of art, with artists selling their work in a new way being one of the first waves of mainstream adoption. I've been observing artists that I have been following on Instagram and other social media channels starting to experiment with and establish their presence in the NFT art world. And I'm sure that the music and art industry are pulling in other types of content creators who are also striving to figure out, how this technology can improve and expand their reach. The most surprising thing I've learned about blockchain is that it's not as inaccessible as I was afraid it would be, thanks to the great strides that have been made in recent years. I think it's something that can be incorporated into your life even now, and it is worthwhile for every person and brand to at least explore some of the projects that are out there that are flowing out of this space to see if there's anything that relates to their own interests and goals. It's not just Bitcoin, there's a lot of innovative work being done. And so you don't have to be an expert to try it out either. You can just start reading a little bit at a time and trying out different apps to see what you like to use. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.